Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Read another one. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Call Hangai Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone will well, Shalom to the 144,000, the one-third remnant men, women, and children of the hopeful elect, Shalom. This the brother Gabar Yash coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. I pray his let's be edifying and straight to the point. So without further ado, let's jump into the lesson, man, because Esau is moving fast, as you can see. Okay? And that's why I read those two scriptures, Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10 and Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Why? Because of these, well, you want this first article, and then I got another article. All right? Excuse me. So this is from endtimeheadlines.org, and it reads, it says, ICE purchases 400K square foot warehouse facility in Arizona for $70 million. And you know what they're going to be doing. And you know what they're going to turn these facilities into, these warehouses into. Okay? FEMA and concentration camp, detention centers to lock you. Well, they're going to claim that, well, they claim they're locking so called immigrants in it, but it's actually for you American citizens, man, including us, the whole full elect. Okay? So this is why they're buying up these warehouses. Why? So they can put you American citizens in these things, man. Okay? They already got American citizens in these facilities. All right, the alligator Alcatraz, man. Okay? So, yeah, this is why. Like it tells you in 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Let Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So without further ado, let's read a little bit of this article. It says, according to a report by AZ Family based on Maricopa County property recorded, U.S. Immigration Custom Enforcement, ICE, has quietly purchased a massive industrial facility in Surprise, Arizona for over $70 million. What do you think they're going to do with these facilities, man? Okay? I'm going to give you a moment to think. You already should know the answer. They're going to be putting human beings in these facilities. That's why they're buying up these facilities. They're going to turn these facilities into concentration and FEMA camps. Okay? Especially for they can, hey, you know, do what they do, man. So we're in some evil times, man. Okay? So let's read a little bit more. It says the 418,000 square foot warehouse located near Sweetwater Avenue and Star Road was acquired in an all cash transaction by the Department of Homeland Security on January 23rd, 2026. That was last month, catching local officials and residents completely off guard. Yeah, let's got a scripture for that, man. Yeah, but see, they have been found out now. So let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 29 and verse 15. Excuse me. And it reads, it says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Yeah. The elect, hopeful elect, Lord willing, we're part of that number. We see you. Okay? Because what the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua does, he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay? So these things are revealed unto the men of the Lord, man. And what do? We blow the trumpet and we sound the alarm. Okay? This is what these devils are doing. Behind the scenes, they think their works are in the dark. No, their works are in the light now. Let's get another scripture before we go back to the article. Um, let's see. Luke 8:17, I believe. Yeah, con. Luke chapter 8 and verse 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. So what is done what's that saying goes? What's done in the dark shall come to the light. Esau Edom's, all right, his evil works are coming to the light. What this devil's plans are coming to the light. That wicked has been revealed, pertaining to Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. This damn red devil, man. Okay? About as red as this damn excuse my language, about as red as this ink there. All right. But okay. He's not white, he's red. Okay. Let's go back. So it caught residents off guard, man. But hey, now it's been brought to the light now. Let's read a bit more. It says the sheer scale of the Inquisition has raised immediate alarms in the West Valley community. The facility, described as being roughly the size of 7 football fields, was originally marketed as a commercial distribution center. However, shortly after the purchase was uncovered, ICE officials confirmed plans to convert the site into a processing and detention center capable of holding approximately 1,500 detainees. See? Told you. So as these devils make their moves, man, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to make his moves. So let them do what they got to do. It says this move appears to be part of a broader federal initiative to rapidly expand detention capacities by acquiring vacant industrial warehouses across the country, with similar purchases recently reported in Maryland and Texas. We told you these days was coming, man. We told you that these codes, factories, or whatever, were going to be turned into facilities, man. We told you here. The great men of Great Millstone, man. Okay? The men of Great Millstone told you here. All right, and the phone chimed on that one. So, hey, hey, you think to all you Israelites out there, to all you people out there that think that there's no Jacob struggle, still think we making this up? Huh? You still think we're making this up? We told you these days was coming. And they're here now, man. They ain't coming no more. They're here. It says despite the magnitude of the project, city's officials say they were left in the dark. Wow. City officials was left in the dark. That's wild, man. It says in a statement, the city of Surprise clarified that they were not aware of any proposed project or facilities of this nature prior to the prior to the scale, and had received no communications from federal agencies regarding the intended use of the sites. So they was left in the dark, man. Hey, oh well. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna read a little bit more. Let's read down here. It says local leaders now face a difficult reality. While the Surprise Police Department does not participate in federal immigration enforcement, the city has acknowledged it has no legal authority to stop the federal government's operation. In other words, ain't nothing they can do, man. Hmm. As cons- as construction crews prepare to retro- retrofit the massive structure for its purpose, the facility stands as a tangible symbol of the intensifying federal crackdown on immigration and the shifting landscape of enforcement infrastructure in suburban America. Okay, so yeah, we in some evil times, man. That's all I got to say. Let's get another article. Okay. This is another article from endtimeheadlines.org. Okay. It says Trump converts 23 giant warehouses into ICE detention centers. Okay. So these devils are now making their moves, man. Okay. They're making their moves. And pretty soon, Yahweh Shem Shai is going to make his moves. Okay. Let's read little bit of this. It says the violent clashes that are causing so much chaos in the streets, and this is about to cause even more chaos in the streets of our major cities, aren't going to stop. Tens of thousands of anti-ICE activists have already been recruited, and more are joining their ranks with each passing day. So there's about to be a civil war here in Babylon, man. Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30 and 7, and Daniel 12 and 1. It says, at this stage, the only thing that could put a lid on the volcano of fury that we are witnessing will be if President Trump decides to pull the ice out of all of our cities and stop deportations. That ain't gonna stop. Okay? That ain't gonna stop. Of course, there's no way that it's going to happen. Exactly. It's not going to happen. Okay. That's not going to fucking happen. Let's get a scripture. Let's go to Daniel 12 and 1. Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, was standing for the children of thy people. And there should be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And that's the elect. Okay, we're in the time of what? Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 13:7. Jacob's trouble is a trouble for everybody, but only the elect of Israel is going to be saved and protected in these times. Yes, we're going to have to go through Jacob's trouble. Some of the men of the Lord are going to be put to death. Okay, Revelation 20 and verse 4. Okay, but like it tells you in Mark 9 and 1, it says that there should be some here that stand that do not taste of death at all. Okay, why? Because the stand is going to be lifted up for the men of the Lord, man, and for his elect. Okay, a standard is going to be lifted up, man, in the time. And we are very dangerously close. Okay, so let Esau do what the hell he got to do, because hey, really, the Lord is going to allow Esau to jack up 2/3 of our people, man. 2/3 are destined and marked for death on this side. Okay, so but when this damn devil start putting his hands on the Lord's elect, that's when the that's when the tables are gonna turn. Let's get that scripture. Isaiah 59 and verse 19. I love that scripture too, man. Okay. Isaiah 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against them. A standard is going to be lifted up for the Lord's elect. Okay? Once you start putting hands on the Lord's elect, man, it's game over. Now, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to allow you to put your hands on 2/3 because 2/3 are, well, they're deserving of death anyway. Okay? But once you start putting your hands on the Lord's elect, hey, Esau, you know, fucked up, man. Okay, let's get this scripture here because this is about to take place. Second Israel chapter 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. So yeah, this devil's gonna come. He's gonna try to grab up the elect, man. Now, like I said, some of the men of the Lord gonna be put to death. But once you start putting your hands on the Lord's elect, man, like it tells you down in 73, you gonna know who the Lord's chosen is. Okay? But let's continue to read on. Verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot, because 2/3 are going to willfully accept this devil's beast system. Okay? The NWO, and they're gonna take the MOTB, which is the RFID hip. Okay? Yeah. In order to eat, keep their jobs, whatever. Yeah. Verse 70. For there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Why you think this devil wants to invoke the Insurrection Act? Oh yeah. And he's going to do it. Verse 71. And they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Yeah. Like we read in Isaiah 59, verse 19. The enemy is going to come in like a flood, but the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to lift up a standard for his elect. Okay? Verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. You're going to know who the Lord's chosen is. Okay? Verse 74. Hear, O Snug, you read that again. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to deliver us out of Jacob's trouble. We just got to hang tight, have faith, and patiently and wait on the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's for the elect, by the way. So let's see what else this article is saying. It says, in fact, as you will see below, Trump is now converting 23 enormous warehouses around the country into giant ICE detention centers. The goal is to deport 1 million immigrants per year. That they meet. That means that the war between ICE and anti-ICE protests is just getting started. Yeah. Yeah, it is just getting started. It says, I have always warned that civil unrest will be one of the key elements of the perfect storm that our society will be forced to endure. That's civil war. And now we have reached a stage where the civil unrest never seems to stop. And it's not going to stop. Okay? It's not. It's not going to stop, man. Okay? All right? I'll put the rest of this in the description box. All right? So not to read there. But as you can see, man, these devils are making their moves. All right. Trump being used by the global elites are making their moves. Okay. Let's go to Second Ezra 15. And we read this scripture. And this scripture is literally jumping off the page now, man. Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. And it reads, woe to the world and doing them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. The modern day sword is the gun. Okay? Excuse me. For there should be, verse 16, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're not going to regard the legitimate government. They're not going to regard the National Guards, the ICE agents. These people are just going to take matters into their own hands, especially these Edomites that feel like Trump and the administration is shitting and pissing all over the Constitution, man. Okay? So, shit is going down. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And this is what it's all about. Okay? Pretty soon you won't have no free access to the cities. Okay? Lockdowns, martial law is on its way. The more these civil unrest and these civil tensions continue, these devils are going to eventually what? Declare martial law. Okay? You're about to be in a digital prison, man. Okay? Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Not just men, women as well. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That great tribulation is Jacob's trouble. And what does it say in verse 22? And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. If the Lord Yahushua don't come back and put a stop to these devils, there's going to be nobody to be saved. But luckily for the elect, the days are being shortened for the elect's sake. So we're almost out of here. But first, we got to go through Jacob's trouble, man. And you see, these devils are not wasting any time. But here's the thing, they're going to lose. So don't worry about it. They've already lost. Okay? You just got to let prophecy play out. Because they've already lost. And they're going to lose big time, man. Okay? Let's get another scripture and I'm going to close it out here. One of my favorites. Luke 18, verse 7 and 8. Because like I said earlier, once they start coming after the Lord's elect, once you start putting your hands on the Lord's elect, man, Esau, you that's checkmate for you, buddy. Okay? The fishers are going to become hunters. Jeremiah 16 and verse 16. Luke 18, verse 7. And shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them? Verse 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? And he's going to find faith on the earth through his elect. Okay? So, let these devils do what they got to do. Because they're on borrowed time. Okay? They got a bond that they're not going to pass. Let's get that and I'm going to end it there. Job 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass. He's got a limit that he's not going to be able to pass. Once he makes the MOTB mandatory, once he sit down and think that his NWO is complete and about to concoin his NWO success, that's when the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to show up and show out. Okay? So, let's get another one. Said that was it, but I got to get another one now. And I might as well go on and get that one that I just quoted it. This is Job chapter 5 verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And what is that enterprise? The MOTB and the NWO. Yeah, stay at Job 20 verse 22. Job chapter 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain upon him while he is eating. ICBM nuclear missiles is going to rain on this devil's NWO, on this devil's kingdom. So we ain't got long, man. Okay, we just got to let prophecy play out. Yeah, we're in the time of Jacob's trouble. We have to endure to the end. Okay, even if it means death for us. Okay, for whatever our lot may be. Okay, so with that, I pray his lesson was edifying and straight to the point. Call Halayin La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Shalom to the next time. Kwam Yasharanga. Wa Abba Babal. Shalom.